Hey everyone, welcome. This is Kelly Gonzalez with EXP Realty, and I have Katie with Fairway Mortgage. She is our trusted lender, and I just love how Katie can work with you and get all the information from you and do what's best for you loan-wise. She's not like some other lenders who may just do what loan fits best for them and makes them the most money. Katie's gonna do what's best for you. And same way as I'm a realtor, how I operate.
Yes, no, we always try to do what's best for the client and show them all the ways and educate them. And that way they understand, because when I got my first house, that did not happen for me. So I really pride myself in doing that.
Yeah, it's so important for us as a trusted realtor and a trusted lender to do what's best for our clients. Really, the bottom line is to do what's best for our clients, not what's going to make us the most money. We're going to make a little money regardless to take care of our families. That's all that really matters. What matters is doing what's best for the client. So glad to have Katie as part of my team, and let's talk a little bit about what's going on with this market. It's so crazy. It has its ups and downs, and so we hear about interest rates being high. So Katie, tell us a little bit, what's going on with interest rates?
So right now, rates have come down. I actually locked someone yesterday at 5.99, which we haven't seen in forever.
That's amazing.
Which was amazing. It was like 6 months ago, we were all the way up to 8.5. So it's been really nice to see. We probably won't hang out under 6 for that long. There will be a little bit of, uptick, but then it will come back down and gradually come back down to more norms. But we're also, if a house has been on the market, longer than normal and there hasn't been any offers, we're able to negotiate some money sometimes for closing costs or temporary buy downs, which is amazing for people purchasing right now, so they can still take advantage of, say their rate's 5.9, that means for the first year it can be 3.99, 4.99, and then up to 5.99. So
those are great rates.
Yes.
I love those numbers. So also you can take advantage of these lower prices, because prices are generally about 20 to 30% lower. Just had a client, we negotiated on an offer. We got it $60,000 below the list price. And what's been unheard of in the past, the past 3 years or 3 years ago is the appraisal coming in higher than what we offered. So she's already got like $30,000 in equity, instant equity. So she's buying this place and she's already made $30,000 on this property if she wanted to turn around and resell it, which she doesn't, but she already has that in equity.
Yeah, and that's huge. And we're still seeing a lot of appraisals coming in over our sales price, which it hasn't been that way. When in 21, it was kind of the opposite because the market demand was higher than the actual value. So it was a little different. So now it's great. People are getting equity, getting in their home. Yes. And they can always refinance.
So forget the stock market and buy a house.
Yes.
Is what we're saying.
Yes. Or at least diversify.
Exactly. Diversify those funds. Don't float on the stock market. We know what's going on with the stock market right now. But, housing market it's not as, it doesn't fluctuate as much.
No.
So we can kind of see when the numbers are going down, and we can see when they're going up. It's not like the stock market where it's just up, down, it's more consistent.
If you take the last 75 years, there's only been 2 to 3 years where there was any negative appreciation. And 1 year it was just flat. Every other year, there was some type of appreciation.
Especially in our market.
There really isn't any other way
that
is that safe if you really look at it.
Exactly. And like they say, the real estate market, majority of the time, it goes up, not down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it always recovers if there is any, stagnant time.
And like I said, we have gone down 20 to 30%, but we're due for recovery, especially if we hit a recession and interest rates. When the interest rates go lower, we're going to see higher prices.
I'm already seeing higher prices, and I'm seeing multiple offers again too. So
yeah, interest rates went down a bit the last 5 days.
Week.
Yeah, so it's already caused a big, I don't want to say big hysteria, but people that have been waiting, they're jumping back in. So
I got 3 new contracts in too. So yeah. It's
Yeah.
got busy again.
Yeah, and I just, was trying to help a buyer and there were multiple offers already. So, it's starting again. If the interest rates go back up, people are going to take a step back, but, they will, what goes up must come down. Will they come down to 2 to 3%? Probably not.
No,
but
that's not norm.
that is not the norm.
But the 4s and 5s is norm.
And so, and it'll make a big difference in what you can afford. So let's also talk about that. When the interest rates go down, if they go down a point, what does that mean in affordability?
I mean, I did look at one just yesterday, and the rate, I had just looked at it a couple months, so it was the high 6s, and because we're in the low 6s for her affordability went up another 30 to 40,000 in that smaller scenario. But some of my other clients, their affordability is going up 100, 200,000.
Probably in the higher price range, looking millions.
Exactly.
Right?
She was looking at like a $250,000 house, so now she can go look more at a 280.
So that's a huge difference
Yeah,
in our
she
market.
can get a way better house for
Absolutely.
280. She's a teacher and limited income under $50,000 a year, but she can afford to buy herself a $280,000 house.
Yeah, and that's how people make wealth in real estate, right? So she buys that house for $280,000. If in 5 to 10 years, let's not say it doubles. We've seen that, but that's not normal. But let's say, it increases 100,000. Well, she's $100,000 richer, but she only paid $280,000.
And she can always take some money out of that, keep that house, rent it out, and purchase her next house.
Yes.
That's what I teach a lot of my clients too.
Exactly, and that's how people, buy their dream house. Your first home is not.
It's a
not going to
stepping
be.
stone.
It's a stepping stone to get the next, and then that one's a stepping stone, and so forth. And that's how you have to look at it. I think people get really discouraged because they can only afford a $300,000 house, but they want that $600,000 house. But it's a stepping stone. So if you buy that $300,000 home, it increases in equity, and that's the money you can use to buy the next house.
And you're not throwing rent away. We had a client that was paying, she said, I'm only paying $30,000 a year on rent. Well, $30,000 a year, and you times that by 4, that's a lot.
Yeah, so
And she could be purchasing her house and have it pretty much almost paid off within a short period of time.
right, $30,000 a year. The next year it turns into 60. 4 years it's 120, and then so you keep going.
That's your equity.
Yeah, that's money. Where has that money gone? If you're paying for rent somewhere, that's going to the landlord. That's making them richer so they can buy their Lamborghini, and you've got nothing.
Or their next house.
Yeah, and you're sitting there. You just gave them that money to build their wealth instead of making that money work for you to build your wealth. So what I would say is, take that leap of faith. I know it's so hard.
Well, and one thing we do too, if you're not sure where things stand for you, we do a soft pull so it doesn't affect your credit at all. And I can build out a plan for you. So maybe you're not ready to buy today, but if you think you might be ready in 9 months, let's still talk today and build out your plan so you're ready when the time is right and you have all your ducks in a row.
Right, and a lot of people, your credit score makes a big impact. There's so many other things that make an impact on buying a home. So it's not just the credit score, but it also could be like you have all this money. Where do you put it? What do you pay off? What's going to make the difference in your
Don't
credit
just put
score?
your cash in the bank.
Yes.
Talk to us first.
And Katie can help with that. And if it goes beyond that, we have great financial planners that we can refer you to, things like that. So there's just so much involved, and just to take that next step is a big deal.
We're always here just to talk through it with you.
Definitely. So let's talk about where are we seeing the interest rates now, and I hate to ask, what do you expect? Because I know we expected a lot this year. It hasn't happened, so.
Well, so right now they've come down quite a bit just in the last 5 days, like you mentioned. A lot of the forecasters are saying, heading into the election, after the election, maybe we'll see some relief But eventually in the next 2 years, they think we'll be closer to the low 5s, high 4s at some point within the next 2 years. They're not saying a lot anymore because they've gotten it wrong so many times, but that's kind of where we're at right now. And, always call and ask because I keep very close tabs on it.
Let's talk about how rates work too, because I think a lot of people don't quite understand. The rate is not good for more than how long. How often do rates change? What does that look like?
Like yesterday, when the market went crazy, when we see it drop more than 25 to 30 basis points is what they call them in a couple hour period of time, the lender will pull back their pricing and reprice for the worse. Same thing if we gain that much in a certain period of time, they'll pull back their pricing for the day and reprice for the better. So sometimes it can be multiple times per day where the rate changes. Now, once we lock, depending on how long we're locked for and rates drop, we offer a one-time float down for free before closing as well.
Awesome.
So we always want to time it right, lock you, but then know we can still drop it if the market changes. But we're going to protect you if the market goes up, because there was a couple of weeks ago where the market went up 200 basis points, like in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
So that's over a half a point in interest rate. We were in hanging out in the 6s for a little bit, and then it shot up to 7.5, overnight.
Oh my gosh.
So we keep a close eye on it. I protect my clients probably too much. I care more than they do. I lose sleep at night. They don't.
Guys, this is huge. Okay, because I'm working with someone right now, and the thing is, I've worked with a lot of other lenders that other people have chosen. They haven't always gone with the people that I refer them to, and that's okay. You can do that, right? But one thing about Katie that I've known that is different than the other lenders is as soon as these other lenders get the loan and get them to sign their paperwork, they just automatically lock the rate at whatever it is at that time. Katie doesn't do that. Katie, how do you approach that?
Well, I have a consultation with them and really understand what they're looking for. Everyone wants the lowest rate, but I kind of want to know where they're okay with. And then I hate to do it, but I do it. It's not the best thing to do, but I gamble for them to make sure that I can get them. And if for some reason it changes, I pay out of my pocket to make sure they have the best terms.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then also the float the rate down one time before closing is huge as well, because it's hard to perfectly time the market. I know you do your best, but we don't have a crystal ball, and nobody does, guys.
No.
Even if they tell you they do,
They don't.
They don't. Nobody knows. So nobody can predict it. Even the most, renowned people cannot predict what's going to happen. We've seen that. So if it does go down substantially, you can, float them down that one time to get them a better rate. And I think that's what we're all about. Our clients getting
The best
rate, the best deal, and
we hold their hand along the way. I mean, even your experienced people that have done this 10 times. I just closed with someone and I've done 4 loans for him, and he's like, "Thank you for always answering all my questions. You think I would be an expert by now, but you always are there for me." So things change a lot too on the lending side of things. So I'm always here to explain it to you because it's always changing.
It's always changing. The real estate market, lending, it's constantly changing. And unless you're buying and selling houses every day and all the time, you're not going to know everything that we know. So it's really important to have trusted advisors on your side and not to go at it alone, because it's a complicated process and it would be easy to be taken advantage of because you don't know what you don't know. But we know a lot because we're experienced. So I hope you choose the right people to be on your side and on your team when you are purchasing or selling a home, because it's so important to have knowledgeable experts on your side, but not only knowledgeable, but that actually care what's best for you. And it is our fiduciary responsibility to do what's best for you, but I think that it should be that way. But is it always that way? I don't know, I can't say. But I know for Katie and I, we do take that seriously.
Very.
And so I hope you choose the right people to be on your side, and just know that we are happy to answer any questions that you may have at any time. I'm going to give you Katie's information, and you'll have my information. Katie, just go ahead and give them your number. They can call you or text you anytime.
It's Katie White Team at fairwaymc.com, and my number is 512-922-7602.
And I am Kelly Knows Austin at gmail.com. Kelly knows as I know you. And Austin at gmail.com. And then my phone number is 512-373-6931. Hope to hear from you soon, and hope you have a wonderful start to your school year.